Alright, boy do I have some rare Kirby merchandise for you today. This is all going to be from Kirby's Adventure, which 1993 Takara is pretty much all of these items. Banpresto is the B, or Bandai? Bandai, I think, is the B? Yeah. Banpresto writes it out. So it's Bandai and Takara. Takara the plushes. This is the first one we'll talk about. So this is Kirby with the star. And here is the tag showing pretty much everybody in the set. On the back, you'll see some other stuff. So this is regular Kirby with the star. There also is one that is just Kirby and he's kind of puffed up. But I do not have that one and I don't think I've seen it. These are incredibly rare. I may have seen it and just skipped it thinking I already had it. And by that time, it's escalated in price so high that I don't really think I need it. The next one we'll talk about Freeze Kirby, Grumpy Kirby. He's tagged as well. And I like these gold kind of rubber bandy hangers. They also have hang tags or tush tags that say Takara. There's also 1993 on there. Some other information. You'll see the date right there. 1993. And HAL Labs is also mentioned along with Nintendo. Next up, let's look at Crash Kirby. Got a tag on him as well. The tags don't tend to survive very well because they're very, very close to the plush. You'll see that on all of them. And they're just like a little plastic tab, so if you are to break that, there's no way to get it back onto the plush. Because it's like it's punctured in. I'm not really sure how they attach those, but I'm sure there's like a little machine that goes just punctured it in. It's like those little tags that you have on jackets you just pull off. So here's Owie Kirby, as they used to call him, Crash Kirby. The tush tags down here. They're kind of always in a different spot. Like the Freeze Kirby one is by his foot, and this one's just kind of on his bum. And this one's by his foot. So there you go. Next up we have Kirby's Got a Gun. And you'll notice this one is not tagged because it's very hard to keep them tagged. But there you go. There's his little gun. This is from the mini game from Kirby's Adventure, where you shoot out like old Western style, so that's why he's got a hat on. It's not an ability, and I doubt they'll ever have this ability or bring it back, because, you know, guns and video games and whatnot. This tush tag is by the foot as well. The hat can get a little scrunched. It's just a piece of folded felt with a little bit of fluff in it. So you'll often see it kind of disparaged in there. I like his little holster too. That's pretty cute. The last and maybe the most rare one I have is King Dedede. And you'll notice he does not yet have the emblem on his back. I don't have a tag on this one either, which is a bummer. But he is in great shape for his age, 1993. Great detail on this. I like the little band that they have here. Tush tags on the tush. So the only other one in this set that I haven't talked about is Noddy here. And the funny part about Noddy is he's always displayed upside down because people that don't know the character tend to put him upside down for some reason. I don't know why, but for some reason people that don't know these they just tend to put him upside down for some reason. Every time I see him at auction, he's almost always that way. Interesting. You hear that? I dropped him on the ground. It's like, there it is. I didn't even know that was a part of the plush. Do they all do that? No. No. No, it's just this one that has that component to it. He shakes and makes noise. What? That's weird. It's like a dog toy. Totally. Kirby the dog toy, that's not cool. It's amazing what you learn just by doing videos, huh? Okay, so I recently sold my last one to sell of these. This is the little keychain plush of the same sort of variety. And you'll see this is a Bandai plush, though, 1993. So, similar style, similar fluff. He's holding his star, that's just a piece of felt. The face is a little more detailed on the big one, of course. But you'll see the little, I don't even know what you call those, the little lines on his face. They're pink instead of black. And there's a little bit less fluff to him. And his feet are just attached with glue. But that is the very rare 1993 Bandai plush. I have a whole display of those inside the collection. A lot of people seem to zero in on that when I go float around the collection because it's something I can hang from the ceiling easily, and it catches your eye because it's like 5 pink plushes in a row. So let's look at another weird one. This is 1993. There's the Kirby's Adventure logo that we all recognize. There's the face. And what this one was, also maybe this is a cat toy. You pull this string, and for some reason it's completely out, so it won't go back in, but he'll vibrate, and he'll ring the little bell that's attached to him, and then Kitty will kill Kirby, I guess. I don't know. Vibrating Plushies. Let's look at this set next. There's 3 of these. I don't know how many of these are in the collection. It's just a random Kirby plush set I picked up. It's 1993. This is also Takara, and it's like these little Beanie Baby guys. Here's Kirby with the star again. And this one has a much better face than the other Takara ones, just because it's like printed on. And this time the lines on his face are pink, just like the art. And he's just like a little flat, which is kind of funny. And then Crash Kirby is also part of that set. And again, I don't know how many are in the set. If there's like a Freeze Kirby or whatever. But he's crying again. And then this is the earliest known Waddle Dee Plush. You can see his feet are, he's walking. And it's kind of weird because his face has this little divot to give it that little bump that he has. And it looks just kind of weird the closer you look at it. But there's Waddle Dee, and all of them have these little hangers. They're not rubber bandy like the other Takara ones. They're just the standard ones that were on plushes in the 90s, these gold ribbon ones. Gold thread. But there you go. There's the tush tag on the bottom. It says Takara 1993 and some other infos on the back. More plushes. Sure, why not? So these are more Bandai plushes. These are from 1994, but are obviously still Kirby's Adventure plushes. So here's a regular Kirby, and here's the little tag that's part of the white thread that you can hang him from, and it does say Bandai. Oh man, can you see that? Bandai 1994. Made in China, HAL Labs, Nintendo, all that stuff. Now these plushes are very, very rare and very, very fragile. The faces are printed on again, but everything is held on by glue, and you'll see some other characters later haven't fared so well. This is another Kirby, but a slightly different Kirby because his arm's down. That could just be that it was the way it was fluffed, in that it's different. I don't know if it's really a different plush. It could just be a duplicate. But there you go. Here's the third one. So I got 3 of those, and I don't think they're much different. Boop, boop, boop. Oh heavens. Okay, so I have a 4th one. But he's missing a leg. And I have 1 extra leg, but I have 2, 3 that are missing a leg. And it's a bummer, but that's what happens with these. Next guy, we'll go with Freeze, because it's, I guess, the order we're doing these in. There's Freeze Kirby, a little grumpy. I don't know why Freeze Kirby was grumpy in 1993, but there you go. And you can kind of tell, like the glue is a little bit, it may fail at any moment when I touch these. Here's Crash Kirby, a little bit different face. There's no tear as on the other ones, but he's obviously not liking life anyway. And he lost a leg because of the crash ability. Ouch. So there's that one. Here's another one, and I think that because this one's different, I'll probably give him the foot because he has a little nighttime hat on. So this, I believe, is Kirby with the sleeping ability because he's like yawning kind of, but it looks more sad because he lost his foot. Oh. The last one is another Kirby, but he lost his gun. He's got his holster and his belt and his hat, but you can tell that at one point there was a gun there. It just fell off because the glue, and how sad is that? So there's an unregistered plush gun somewhere that could hurt somebody. The last one in the set is the weirdest one in the set, and that is King Dedede. And why is he weird? Well, the rest of them are Kirby's and they're all super poofy, and this one is not poofy at all. It's very flat. And it's really just meant to be seen from the front, because from the back he looks really weird. I mean, the detail's all there and everything, and they took it directly from the art, and you can tell once again, which, yeah, it's this one. He's missing his hammer. So this set, I mean, to have it, I'd love to see it intact, because I'm pretty sure it's a hammer. I mean, what else would it be? But just to see it would be nice. Okay, so I have, for the last part of the video, some figures, and I've had these for a really long time. These are what I like to call the Kirby's Adventure fuzzy figures, and you can see that they're a little bit fuzzy, and I'm not sure why they did that, but that's what they did. They're a keychain, and they just have the Kirby Adventure logo Kirby, and then the there's the tag. It does say 1993 on it. This tag's a little beat up. You can also tell it's just hanging, the tag is hanging in between the keychain part, so it's really, really, really rare to have the tag attached to this. It's also really rare to have it in good condition, because these felt type figures, if you get anything on them, it just stays. And if you clean it, the fuzz part will just clean right off. So it's really hard to keep them in good condition. In the back, you can see has a little hole in it. He does squish a little bit, and the hole is there just to let the air out when you squish him, but nothing other than that. Here is another one. It's a different pose. So I don't think anything's missing, but it looks like that pose is like of him holding the star, but there's nothing there to indicate that there would have been a star there. And this is like the regular logo type Kirby. And like you can see, this one doesn't have the tag. So I have 2 tagged and 1 not tagged. Here's the other tagged one. And this one I like to call Derpy Kirby, because I think someone put his eye upside down. This tag is in much better condition. I'm going to do the last bit here. I've got a few more figures. So these are finger puppet figures, and this is the logo type Kirby, and they have 1993 HAL Lab ink, HAL Laboratory ink, Nintendo, and then it has the little B on there, and B, anytime you see that on a figure, that means Bandai. So Bandai and Takara have the licenses here. Sorry about that, kid showed up. So we have Freeze Kirby. Seems to be a staple of the set. There's all that stuff. Gosh darn it. Family. That's why I never get to do these anymore. Crash ability. And with this one, there's no tier. Sometimes there's a tier, sometimes there's not. I guess it's whatever is easier. Not really sure why, but there you go. Let's look. Oh, the other ability here is Needle, and this one's neat because I don't know if it's neat. Well, you have a lot of crash and you have a lot of freeze abilities and you have the sleep ability and stuff, but this is like the one unique one to this set, I guess. Okay, so we went through all the Kirbys. Now there's a bunch of enemies, and these are extremely rare. Just say that from the start. Here's Waddle Dee, the very first Waddle Dee figure, and so we'll just go around, and that's really based on the art. And I had thought I completed the set. Quite a while ago, actually, and then I kept hunting Kirby stuff, and then I found this guy just alone at auction, and I'm like, I bet that he is part of this set. And sure enough, when I got it, it said all the right stuff on the back, so there you go. Scarfy. He turns into a very nasty monster if you try to suck him up. But he looks cute now. A little fatter than he does in the game, maybe, but I think to date that's the only Scarfy figure, so that's cool. We got Chili. I've always liked Chili, snowman guy. Rarely will you see this in good condition because of the eyebrows get scuffed. It took me quite a while to get a good set of these because I didn't want to buy them and try to like repair them. This one may be my favorite in the set, Poppy Brother Sr. And he has the bomb ability, so he carries a bomb with him. He's just kind of like a clown guy that has a bomb, so he's just insane. And he's unhappy. He's an unhappy clown with a bomb. Scary. And then the last one, which is a great figure, is King Dedede. And this is based off of the art, so that's why I really think that this guy should have a hammer. Because he has his hammer and it even has like a little star on it, all painted and everything. It's a really nice figure. On this one you can tell a little bit that the paint job went astray on some of them. There's a little bit of blue gunk all over them, but you can tell that that is from the manufacturer and not from some other defect. Here's the back. Still doesn't have his little emblem yet. I think that came later, maybe Kirby Superstar or something. But so there's King Dedede. Now the last set that I have to show you, I have not seen for sale again. I've never seen it in the box. I've seen the individual figures and stuff, but I've never seen it in the box before. So here you go. This is the Kirby's Adventure figure and model kit set part thing. So there's the logo on top. Kirby's Adventure. Painted figures, which is rare. Typically in this size you'll see the Keshi style, the eraser type where they're not painted. I call them unpainted. You can tell which accessory sort of is supposed to go with what Kirby here. So you got your gun-toting Kirby, and there is a gun down there. You can kind of see it. See that gun down there? The regular Kirby should have the star rod, I think. And I don't think, well, that guy might just have the stars. So there's like a couple of stars. And then there's a couple of orange Kirbys, which is weird. So one is going to have the fire ability. And one, I think, is supposed to have the parasol. And then the two blues, it has pegs to hold stuff, but there's really no need for that. You can see on the back that there's also a sword that can go in his hand up there, but there's no hat for the... They gave the cowboy Kirby a hat, but they didn't give the sword Kirby a hat, which is weird. But yeah, there is the weird set. These are from Utaka, 1993, once again. So this is the third company we've seen that has the license. You'll see that this box never even hung on a shelf. So his old stock never even made it out to the shelf. There's a nice little bit of art there of him sleeping. And there is all that information on the back. Just a great package, really minty. You can see that they've never been removed from package, but the tape has failed. So there's that. But yeah, you can kind of see where these figures are coming from, the art and everything. So that's kind of the sleepy guy from before. See? And then, oh, it's underwater Kirby. That's why he looks weird. And then he has this little star thing. And he has like a little... What is that? He's just shooting something from his hand. I don't know. UFO Kirby. Swimming Kirby. Well, if that's swimming, then what is that guy doing? Blowing his ice ability? I don't know. Needle, jumping, throwing a star, jumping. Oh, that's Wheel Kirby. And then you have these on the side. You have Kirby with his little knapsack kind of thing, and Mike ability, and then with him a Maxim Tomato without the black M on it. It's kind of rare to see. And then Kirby with his little, what is that, Maestro thing? And then a stone ability. So some great art on here too. You can see some on the back. You got the fire ability, so that's why he looks weird in the other shot. And Parasol Kirby, and then you got, yeah, Sword Kirby. Oh, and he doesn't have his hat on, so maybe, I thought he had his hat in Kirby's Adventure, but maybe I'm wrong. And there's the one where he's grumpy and he's throwing the stars. I don't remember him doing that. Oh, is that beam ability? I bet that's beam ability. Now that I think about it. And Kirby with the hammer. And there's also a hammer included in the accessories. So, I love this set. This is just a great retro set. Great nostalgia. It's one of my favorite Kirby games, obviously. Spent a lot of time with it. So there you go. That's my rarest Kirby merchandise. Thanks for watching. I missed a small part, and it's just this little Kirby's Adventure watch from Bandai, 1993. This is a minty box too, never hung on a shelf, you can tell that. Here's all the information about what the watch does and how to make it work. Originally sold for 980 yen way back in the day at some place called Silk Road. Here's what the inside of the watch looks like. So there's a little logo in there too. After you flip them up, it's just a little character watch. It's expensive for a little character watch like that, but Okay, now we're done. Thanks. Bye.